Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Do hope you're all doing well. And yeah, good to be back once more. Ooh, wow. I just did the thing I talked about last night where I actually changed it. I'm going to show you guys so you know I'm not actually just making this up. Because it does sound like I'm making it up sometimes. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about over here. So like I've got, so I have it like this. And then it plays through the actual laptop. But before I click on this, it plays the speaker music, but through the headset. I don't even know how that works, but it works. That's what I've been talking about. It sounds so much better. Do hope you're all doing well. You're all clearly of age, so I will pick one of you to be... I'll pick a couple of you to join the harem. So that's how we're going to roll. Oh dear. How you doing there, Georgie George? Yeah, you get to join the harem. Yeah, I know, right? How you doing there, Exploder? Well... ideally there will be a play-by-email in the future. I do believe I'll be playing eventually against Strategy Gaming Dojo, so you will be able to see him play as the Soviets, which would be quite cool. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll play as the Soviets. Maybe. Maybe like as a second play-by-email or something. Head bitch. Head. You're the hen hunter. Okay. Is it that one? No, that one. Which one is it? Oh, okay, it's that one. I did delete those other ones now. Yeah. I just have it in my contract that I have to play the Axis, no matter what. Doesn't matter what the game is, have to play the Axis. So I'm just gonna have a drink of coffee here that I made. Surprisingly, it's actually warm. Oh god, that's good. I'm looking very much forward to getting my new monitor tomorrow. That's gonna be cool. It'd be interesting to actually see how it looks in 440p. That's 1440p, not 440p. I'll be going backwards, not forwards. Okay. So, of all the talking that I did last night, we actually did make some pretty important improvements to the general situation. Now, this is the area that we kind of need to take a look at. I do like this heavy woods over here. That's actually really quite spectacular. Though it does make you wonder, but this position's really quite nice. There's not many positions that really are as good as that there. You have the, yeah, almost the all-round, almost like an island of heavy woods there. Is there a reason for the lack of the Soviets? No, there's nothing wrong with the Soviets. It's more so... you need to play as a play-by-email, really. Like, as the Germans, with the AI difficulty, you can kinda make it work. Unless, obviously, it will become more powerful. It's more so the limitations of the German player that make it a more viable game. With the Soviets, however, if you play as the human versus the AI, you can kind of avoid a lot of mess. There's still going to be difficulties, but it's not going to be anywhere near as bad. Best played against a human opponent, really. Okay. Now, controlling the road over here would be quite useful. It might be worthwhile to actually take a position over here, and then at least I'd have sufficient zone of control, and not lose out on the level 3 fort there. Not sure... Ooh, this one over here is an interesting one, really. But I believe we did have attacks on our position last turn. That was by the 70th, 306, and the 279th there, 13th and 333rd Army. Cut down. I was going to say, they don't really look to have any additional support, but they just have 496 guns in there, just in general. That's a mighty amount of guns. But yeah. So we've gone from 6,000 men to the full division of 11,000, just near 12,000, so we should be in a much better position. Same over here, really. It'd be nice to occupy that position to not lose the fortification, but fortifications can be re-established. This is 3rd Panzer Army, which is not assault, and they're actually set to level 4 priority, which I'm going to probably reduce that this turn, and likely have priority amended. Over here went relatively well enough. Relatively well. I would like to balance things out in terms of commands over here. It's not quite perfect, but it's not that bad. 16th Army filled up rather quickly, which is pretty amusing. Yeah, I mean, these priorities were a little bit bogged there. Six teams should have really... Well, then again, this is the thing, isn't it? Like, how they're divided. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is have this corps given over to the 16th Army, but I'm going to take another corps and actually give it to the 9th Army. Just because these guys are fighting together, I want them to be together. So, like so. You can imagine that's going to overload that quite heavily, as you can see. So, this corps over here, then, will go to the 9th Army. Like so. And kind of changes things around. But it means that these guys are all fighting together as part of the same army. They're not part of the same corps, but they'll fight more effectively that way, which is quite good. We opened up Stalingrad last turn. I've not got to Stalingrad in this turn. We'll be doing that. Warpland Red's okay, actually. We've amended it, of course. We're not in a new turn as of yet. I take forever to get through turns, but this is the amended thing so far. Excuse me, hiccup. So we got that generally alright. Just need to do a couple more things and they'll be able to move on better. Right, so now of these units out here. Do have the 2 corps out here. This one could handle additional forces, but the army can't really handle additional forces. I have this element of the 197th, which is actually pretty useful because I could actually reinforce the... Yeah, I could reform the 197th Division out here. I do have a French Volunteer Infantry Regiment over here, which is quite good. Again, a multi-role unit, so that will be rolled out to a depot near you, which is quite useful. What I'm going to go ahead and do then... yeah, these independent regiments are quite interesting. Fallschirmjäger. Yeah, Fallschirmjäger, very nice. I like that picture. I do have the SMGs and the LMGs. Squad size at 10. They do have the rifle grenades there. Those rifle grenades obviously being quite useful against armor. How does that compare to like a normal rifle squad? Yeah, there you go. So you can see that Fallschirmjäger do have significantly more firepower. They have another LMG, they have an SMG, and these guys don't have the rifle grenades. So yeah, the Fallschirmjäger are actually really quite good units. Morale tends to be very high too, which is very good there. How you doing there, Jan? Good to have you, my friend. Yeah. They don't have as heavy equipment in terms of like artillery, generally. I could be wrong, but I'm going to double check. Yeah, they have a lighter artillery, infantry. But yeah, their actual Fallschirmjäger squads are actually pretty damn good. Fallschirmjäger... so there's not a Fallschirmjäger Pioneer, just a traditional Pioneer. Traditional Pioneer is very nice, though. I like the images. Yeah, super cool. Super, super duper cool. Really nicely done. So that's quite cool. So, I want to hold this position with less units per se. I don't want to move in here because I don't want to like cheesy AI. I'm going to give them an opportunity really to not be cheesed. French volunteers though do need to go ahead and head back to a depot. I think they just need to be on rail. I think they need to like have a certain amount of MP before they can actually be transferred back. I could establish a depot midway over here, which is not terribly bad. But they're within range of depot, so they're okay. Out here would be nice with another depot, but can't really help on that one. Okay. Yeah, so these guys, they have a different COE, so what's their actual maximum strength? It's meant to be 10,000. So I think what I'd like to go ahead and do with that division there, because they are just all-round good infantry, they could be useful in cities perhaps. They lack artillery, but the actual individual fighters are obviously quite good. So, we'll see. Just replying to a message. Okay. Yeah, interested nonetheless. I mean, does anybody have any feelings about how to use the Fatiga divisions? They're quite specialized units, really, aren't they? Quite specialized. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then... It'd be nice to have that gap filled in there, but I don't want to go into the light terrain. Sorry, into the clear terrain. And covering that good road's good. So... Oh, I see. I'm not sure. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, that's it. You're talking about the actual things, aren't you? Yeah. So we'll move you back over here, then. I'm going to go ahead and place you under... Well, they can go into OKH. As they're going to be a support unit anyway. Then... And they took on a decent amount of refit this time. Well, reinforcement. Well, I say decent amount, they took on enough to make it worthwhile. So we'll move over here. Reform the division up to 10,000 men. Okay. So we have a cavalry over here then. It probably would do me some good to have them allocated to an army. Which one is actually best off? Well, they could go potentially to the 4th army. At least under the 4th army, it's not... It'll overload them, but not as much. But it depends on the distance, really. Yeah, I know. I've been taking a long time to get through this. But it's worthwhile. Every little improvement is something definitely worthwhile. So they're currently attached to Army Group Center right now. It would really be quite nice to have them attached to like a proper army. There's not all that much I can do. George getting flashbacks there. Okay. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of units around this area. Sorry, nice to have you there, Arthur. Good to see you. Okay. In terms of priority, I'm not entirely sure where. I'm going to assume that the priority has to go to the south to a degree. But, yeah, it's just the issue of breaking them out, which we can do. There is the viability of doing so. The only issue is with improving the... Well, just increasing their... what do you call it? Priority doesn't actually really help us. And it probably would be a bit of a hindrance, really, considering the network out here just is not good. Like, we don't have roads out there, we just have... Well, we have poor roads in these hexes. But then we just have 2 single rails, that's just 12k, that's just 12k. So, like, trying to funnel high priority down here isn't going to work out very well. High priority in places like Arel or like near... Is it Kursk? No, Kharkov has the level... Sorry, the size 9 rail yard. Out there is cool, because it can definitely handle additional. And like over here, you could probably get away with a high, because it can handle that. Yeah, I twitched. Indeed, have Christmas to you, my friend. Hope you had a good one. Okay. So we've got that done over there. I do very much do want them under a command. So we do have the Deutschland, we do have the 8th SS Cavalry. How are we doing in terms of defense? I mean, these guys are going to start digging in as well, which is going to help out. Consideration comes down to, though, do we want to hold this line at all? Because I could reduce the size of the line quite nicely. I don't really have anything in here of value. There is a good defensive terrain, though, of course. I could even reduce it to like this extent over here, perhaps. I've got heavy woods over there, light woods there. But I'm kind of thinking, And I've got the heavy woods there, light woods. There's a clear terrain there, which is not great. But at least I do have the river. Yeah, let me go ahead and get the actual tool up here. So what I could potentially do then is actually have quite a lot of the actual forces withdraw from this position and... where's the tool? There we are. Yeah, I'm kind of just thinking we go for a straight line like that. It's not the best, but this position is not bad because it does have the river over there, so I could reinforce that and just use that. But what I'm kind of thinking is if we do that, then I can have a good number of divisions just straight up pull back into the area around Smolensk, We could have them just assigned to OKH and just have them as a mobile reserve. And we are going to need more men to the south. So I think that's probably a good thing to do there, really. I don't gain anything in this area. There's not really much in the way of manpower to cede back to the enemy either. We do have... I'm going to hold on to the city of Asma. I'm not pronouncing that right, but, you know, trying my best. Yeah, so if I get them back on. And if I go to the industry over here. Let's see. We do have a rail yard there. It looks like, yeah, it looks like the population has vacated. Yeah. So that does pull a lot of divisions back there quite nicely. I do have good defensive terrain over here, but having density of men can often be quite helpful. Well, that's it exactly, isn't it? I'm glad to see everybody's on an agreement on that one, really. And if there's... what I could go ahead and do then is just shift the 9th Army down this way and have the 16th Army take up the slack over here. That would... I'd wager that'd be completely viable. It does sound quite good, in fact. What I could go ahead and do is... well, let's see then. Let's get the 16th Army into position then. Oh yeah, well that's it exactly, isn't it? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just shift these far now. Just off that line. Oh, they need to go a little bit further too. I'll just move them to where the good road is. Yeah, so we'll go with that then. I do have a heavy woods over here, which is quite helpful. What I'm going to want to do then... the ones of lower morale. I mean, they're not that much lower than the base though. So that's a little bit misleading. Yeah, they should be able to recover morale by being able to be, well, just better defensible terrain, really. Now, do I put a 2nd division in there? I don't think I necessarily have to. But I'll check on that defensive CV later. It's got the light woods there. I'm actually 1 hex to the north of where I want it to be. Maybe worthwhile to retain that road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then at least like retain this road. And technically that depot. Not that it matters all that much. Oh my god! Trotsky, my man, I've not seen you for a long time. How you doing? Yeah. How many divisions do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's plenty of divisions there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll go for that. There's swamp there, but yeah, talk about being busy, man. How you been doing? See, I remember every one of you, so don't think you can ever escape. Okay. I'm gonna go for 1 division per hex for now. I mean, this means that effectively 2 corps can pull this off. Okay. It does mean there's a big realignment of forces here. It depends really on how much strength I want to have. But it does mean I can have reserves now. So... what I'm going to go ahead and do then is, let's see. I could even have like a reserve over here. I remember all of you. I've got all your tickets. But they can go here as a reserve. I can go there. Okay. These 2 divisions over here then can pull back from the city itself. Now, 70 and 70. 121. Yeah, they're about the same there. They can move in there. So effectively, and especially being on the road over here, that does help out pretty nicely for reserve there. So it means that we have, granted there's only 1 division here, in terms of density. We can see how that's going to look. So 12, 12, 12. They may get pushed back. I mean, to be fair, I could even pull back one more hex here and have a third reserve. Which, yeah, that it's nice having that road. Oh yeah, we were able to pull back. Well, we pulled back really, so they didn't get the opportunity. What I'm doing then, I'll pull back here, then. Your opponent picks over here, then. So place a second reserve over here, then. There we are. Then, yeah. Yeah, that works out fine enough. I can actually set up a depot here. I do have depots there. I mean, to be fair, it's actually quite nice because I could have a depot there and a depot there. And it does mean that everybody has really great access. I'll just make it a 2. I just want it so they can actually utilize it. Here I can't build them, but still, they're likely close enough over here anyway. Right, that works out fine then. Move that over there. What I could go ahead and do then is I should rotate things out to actually, yeah, just to rebuild them really. This position's okay. Ah, yeah. This is one of these two. Definitely an improvement. Yeah, you can see their combat potential as well. We reduce their TOE, so they're not going to be that much larger, so, yeah. That should be okay here then. Now I can obviously pull back quite a few divisions over here, which is quite nice. Okay. Yeah, it just generally helps us out here. Right. See, these guys are at 9,000. This core over here actually has counter-attack. So, you know what I'm going to go ahead and do then? So we don't have like any sort of faffing about. Is I'm going to go ahead and not do that, because I can't change that. I've just changed them over, haven't I? Of course. I do need to take a look at that over there. So... I was going to go ahead and just simply change them over, but I can't. Because that's attached to that. So we'll see about that. But what I'm going to go ahead and do then is I'm going to effectively have these divisions taken off the line, and they're going to be made as a reserve. Especially being at lower strength than the other divisions, I could have them given that time to actually recover, rebuild, and actually have then a core sent out elsewhere then. So that's quite a good thing to do. I do have this over here which I could utilize. Because if I take these guys off the line, I could have this core then take command of these forces here. FSS and Großdeutschland, they're going to be moved out elsewhere. Now, Großdeutschland... Yeah, Großdeutschland needs to be rebuilt there. And that would be a very nice one to have there. Now, taking a look at the amount of panzers it has, it might be worthwhile to actually have it sent to the National Reserve, to Axis Reserve perhaps. And then at least I'm not taking too much away from the actual front line. Freight. Or I could have it sent to somewhere that has more freight able to be delivered. But take a look at everything that we have in here. There's a lot of actual elements to replace. So I do feel like this one could definitely benefit from National Reserve. Get that out there relatively quickly. It would then be redeployed to Warsaw. And I could have it shift down the line. I'd like... Yeah, I see this as a thing, really. It'd be nice to have a... Yeah, this is a thing, really, with them being Großdeutschland. I mean, they're not SS, but they do have really good morale. I think it's a very good candidate to pull off the line and actually have refitted. Excuse me. This brought up to full strength and given like a reinforcement regiment, like a support unit regiment or two, that becomes like a 20-odd thousand man monster. Very good unit. Oh, how you doing, Endel? Does it not work? Let me go ahead and share it. I don't know why it doesn't work. I need to get something. Oh, it tells you what I'm playing. Huh? I've never seen that before. There we are. See, I do this every time. Never expire, no limit. There we are. There we go. Question from George. What's the long-term campaign goal? Win, really. I don't think it's entirely possible, so we'll just see how it goes. It's good practice, though, really, for just managing things against, like, a Soviet, well, that has more. But yes. So, yeah, I do want to go ahead and pull them off the line. These guys over here, then. I don't think they have to be on a depot. I forget how the rule works. I don't think they need to be on a depot. Oh, they can be reformed. That's really handy, actually. You're welcome. Right, they can be shifted there for now. Let me double check. They may only need to be on a... or do they need to be on a depot? You know, I forgot. I forgot how yeah, I forgot what the rules are. It may be that they need to, I don't know, have a certain amount. I've completely forgotten how I send them. It's not that often that I actually do it. I think they need to have a certain amount of MP, even or something of that nature. Maybe it's because the rail yard's damaged, perhaps. Let me just shift 16th off here for a second. No, okay. So it's not just me being crazy then. But that's entirely possible. It may be best to have another depot set up here. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but just... There's a lot of units in this area. And it is quite useful to have these headquarters, but we'll deal with that later on. They can just simply... yeah, well... It is what it is then, really. But I'm going to go ahead and have them assigned to OKH. And... clear over there. They can go down here for now. Now that their CV increased there. Being on the clear and good road. How about the 8th SS? See, they received... oh, those are the 150 mils, aren't they? I believe. Yes. Their TOE is interesting as well. Very interesting. So we do have them as a cavalry. Let's take a look then. Cavalry. Yeah, cavalry's interesting, but yeah. They play a very intriguing role, really. I think they have... they do have the rifle grain, though, which is actually pretty useful. I think their benefit is potentially to do with mobility. I think that's what they have there. But I think what I'll go ahead and do then is... they're near full strength, in fairness, so what I could do is just have them simply make their way down south, but yeah. I'm going to take them off the line for now. But I think I will have them make their way down south. Though they are SS, aren't they? But their morale is actually surprisingly lower than I would have expected it to be. Yeah, so there we go. So they do have the 150mm guns there. Those guys are quite cool. Quite cool indeed. It does make you wonder what the intended use of this unit was then. So if you take a look at what they actually have here in terms of TOE. They do have SPAA, which is quite cool. They do have... Oh, yes, yeah, so they do have the FD KFC 251/10, the command variant, with the 80 gun attached, which is quite cool. Panzer Jaeger 2, 76 gun. So they have Kratzschutzen. They're quite cool. Yeah, they're very nice to have with the LMGs and the SMG. Yeah, pretty intriguing, really. They seem to be more orientated to assault to some degree. I don't think there's all that many units out there that still have the AT rifles. And the AT rifles do still come in quite handy. They do have some very nice range. And still pretty useful against like lighter vehicles. It's like, for example, we have the half-tracks over here. They have 15 armor there, so you can imagine that those AT rifles would be able to be useful against them. How you doing there, Matt? Good to have you. Convanwa indeed to you. yeah, it's an interesting division, isn't it, really? Because you're looking at it, you're like, well, what is the intended purpose there, really? But I suppose this is a thing, isn't it? I guess, I think they were utilized as anti-partisan, and I suppose having things like that could be handy. But it is pretty wild. It's a very all-over-the-place division, really. Twitch being XTRG. Okay. So I think I'm going to have them begin to make their way south. I'm going to have them assigned to Army Group B. Which is there. Have them assigned out there. Okay. So now these divisions are going to be taken off the line. That one there at 12,000, I'm going to have to take a look and see if there's another one to replace. So you could actually go ahead and replace this into second over here. I could have it replace the 251st, in fact. Yeah, I know, right. Yeah, you can imagine using an AT rifle for hunting would be really quite good. Right, so these guys are going to go ahead and... I think I can go ahead and safely have them join Army Group Center. I think we're actually fine there. Yeah, Army Group Center and Gunfer von Kluge. Yeah, they can go ahead and join there. Yeah, so 251st, and then the 4 divisions over here can go ahead and essentially become the reserve. So they're going to become... Well, they're going to go ahead and join Army Group Center to begin with. We'll go like that, have them rebuilt. And that is the name of the game there, ladies and gents, having a strategic reserve, one that you can roll around the map. Also, it's very, very useful that we can have the opportunity to impress them, especially in winter. Okay, so they're going to head to that position there. It'd be nice if there was a road there, but it doesn't all matter all that much, really. If you don't mind ruining the meat. Yeah, that's one way to take a look at it. So that depot's not quite ready as of yet, just a bit of a disappointment there. It could be worthwhile having a depot here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and establish one. I know it seems like a very minor thing to actually have, but it does mean that we can have like a HQ out here, and then we can actually still have forces on these depots. Depots are very, very useful. Very, very useful. I'm going to have them moved over there if I can. Let's take a look. Right. 8. They can't move as far. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just collect around this hex over here then, around that depot. Which at least gives us some additional support in that area then. Well, I'm just going to get them as far as I can, really. They're all assigned to the same thing, so it doesn't really all much matter. Yeah, just have that one there then. Okay. Yeah, have you relieved Stalingrad? We'll be dealing with Stalingrad shortly enough. So I do have the Panzer Corps there. If I take a look then at the 9th Army, 9th is now underloaded, which is good. So I can go ahead and take this... now, this is a Panzer Corps. Panzer Corps are very useful, in fact. I do need to go ahead and rebalance all of the actual bloody... I'm going to take them off. Have that assigned to Army Group Center as well. They can head over here. Yeah, this unit over here, then, the 7th Flieger Division, they don't have a wiki entry as of yet. I think they'd be quite useful just in general. Yeah, they do have a lot of firepower there. A lot of firepower. They would be very useful then in assaulting cities. I think essentially what I'd like to go ahead and do then, so they'll upgrade in October 1943. Let's take a look at that upgrade. I don't see that upgrade, so they'll just change out then. Where did I see the upgrade? Oh, right. It's on the actual unit. Yeah, so they'll upgrade later on. I'm going to go ahead and take a look then. Commander's report, equipment... unit? Is this where I can see them? No, oh yeah, here we go. Infantry axis. Let's move that somewhere out of the way. Ground element. Okay, so... Something about the number there, isn't it? We'll go with type. Yeah, that's a big distinction here. Motor infantry. Engineer. Assault squads. Yeah, assault squads are interesting then. They arrive later on in the war. Of course, they do have the awesome SCG-44. That's really cool. Very cool. Rate of fire is quite nice. MG-42, very nice. Panzerfaust, super good. Right, but we're looking at a Fallschirmjäger. So currently we have a Fallschirmjäger 40. And then later in October we'll have Fallschirmjäger 43 there. Yeah, so you can see the difference in the rate of fire with the Kar 98. Goes up, like, what, 4 times? When you have the SCG-44 in there. So that's pretty damn good. Yes. Yes, and they have the Panzerfaust there. Cool. Nice to see you, then. Oh yeah, I actually had one of those as a airsoft rifle. That was a lot of fun. It was like really. I kind of wish I'd bought maybe. I don't know. It wasn't that well made, because it's fairly cheap, and that was the only downfall of it really. Had it been a better made airsoft rifle, it would have been really cool. But it was awesome to have, though, I must admit. So we have 20th Corps over here then. He's not bad. I do want to like concentrate forces into corps though, really, in terms of support elements. So I do have 4th Corps out here. He's good. He's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and have the 197th and go ahead and join the 4th Corps over that way. There we are. They can't make it. A little annoying. We'll just shift things in as we can. Yes. That does give me a call over here, which I could have had those guys assigned to, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, where's the... So that's 4th, and then we do have... Yeah, so we do have some underutilized cores over here, then. Okay, so 27th Corps. They can go ahead and join 27th Corps. There we are. Okay. So we've got that there. I do want to replace these units on the line. I don't really want to move them in there, because that's not going to look too tremendously tasty for them. Alright. 15 movement, 8. So they could shift down here. In fact, well, I can't come out now, but yeah. Okay. So the 6th Infantry can go over here then. 87th can join them. Yeah, no, right. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do, take 78th over here. Move them I do have these divisions over here then. And they're in a very interesting spot then. So they can go ahead and join the 27th. There we are. So, where's that? Yeah, so that does leave me with a Panzer Corps that I could use elsewhere now. Yeah, SS Cavalry, as Ron says there. That's what I was familiar with, really. Really depends, really. I know that's a pretty obvious statement, but, you know, what I'm here for. Okay. In fairness, I could even just shift down to that position there. They could shift down there, perhaps. It's nice having the road. Heavy wood, heavy wood. But it does actually prevent the enemy from having an easier time over here. Don't really... Yeah, I mean, this is always going to be a problem. But you've got to try and limit how much damage they can do. But in fairness, over here doesn't make that much of a difference. And really, I could do then... Yeah, maybe I'm going to go ahead and do that then. They could shift there. So I could place that there to actually aid them. Oh, they can't shift. Never mind. Yeah. They can shift there. French volunteer then can actually shift to... For here. Oh, to here for now. How you doing there, Zach? Not bad, really, not bad. They shift there. Oh, they actually need to go a little bit further then. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and actually establish, or not establish another depot there, because I can't. That's a shame. But they can go there then. I can go on top of here. They could just simply move up to that depot there. So make that a 4. Make that a 3. No, yeah, that works for me. I mean, that being a depot is an interesting one, really. I don't think it actually really received anything. No, actually, no, it did receive. It did receive. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's actually got quite a lot stored there. I kind of regret that. Could have been good over there. That's a good natural defensive position there. Yeah, you can take some things from them. You destroy enemy depots, then you can capture from them. Yeah, such a snap. $13. I'm gonna have them as a reserve there. Or in fact, you know what? Construction value 54, 51. Have that will move there. I think then I can actually just begin to fortify a second line behind here then. On its fallback position, as you could call it. Okay, so that's generally dealt with over here. Then I do have these divisions I can shift around. Which is quite nice then. I can't shift entirely to where I'd want them to be. But close enough. Yeah, move them there. So they're part of that force over there. These were the hodgepodges. Yeah, I do want to cover that. Shame I can't move that a little bit further. I do have another Luftwaffe field division over here, then. I could potentially go for it there. And that may be at least enough to protect this area, so I think I will. Not a big fan of it, I must admit. They do... Well, actually, they're not too bad stacked together, because they do have at least some manpower then. You can go... Well, you can't go... That one's over there. And this one... Yeah, I'm gonna have this one head to the south because I do want to have like a good solid garrison in the Crimea. Okay. So these guys over here that have had their assets. God damn, those are some big guns there. Yeah, 220 mils. Sorry, 210 mils. Those are pretty good. Okay. They can go to OKH. Just in general, if I don't have them commanding anything, I don't want them to have any support units. They can instead go to OKH, where they can actually be refitted and utilized elsewhere. Now, where I really have like a lack of cores, it could be quite useful to have it of a core over here. I do have some units that are directly under the command, because I could have them at least under the command of core, where they're going to fight infinitely better. But then it all does come down to like, where is the need? We are going to have more forces sent down this way, and it's going to be a difficult one because I'm going to have not as many armies as I would like to have. I really need more armies. I do have the 5th Panzer Army on its way in a couple turns. I take a look and actually go to, well, German of course, but go to army. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, there you go. You can see that the 5th Panzer Army is in transit from North Africa and will be arriving on turn 7, which does feel like a very long time ago. Wow, the German-Italian Panzer Army. That's very cool. Yeah, so we will have the 5th Panzer Army making its way out to the map in the near future. That should help us. Former Luftwaffe Field Corps. Yeah, that could be quite interesting, really. There are... like, these guys are under L Corps, which is okay. These guys are under a Corps. These guys are under a Corps over here. So it's only really over here where it's not under a Corps. But I guess the risk isn't as great. One would hope. Ah, yes, this needs to be sorted out over here too, which will be done shortly enough. Oh, I also do have a couple of divisions over here in Germany, but I need to actually send up to the front. Like, I have these goddamn Luftwaffe fields. They're so cool, man. I love them. It could be useful to potentially establish a regiment in each of these actual ports. I don't know if the AI can invade these. I've got to assume that they can, so I've got to assume it is worthwhile to have some preparation for any eventuality, really. You never know. But I think the interdiction is enough to ward them off. Yeah. I think the interdiction is enough to keep them away. I don't know what the rules are for the enemy to navally invade. I think they need to deal with the interdiction to an extent. So if you can't send an actual ship through here, I don't imagine you can do an amphibious landing. But I could be wrong. And I have not actually checked up on that rule, so I do not know. Hard to say. Right. Yeah, these actually... interestingly enough, their TOE hasn't been affected here. I think I'll keep them at that TOE. It's fine for now. I'm gonna have them move out then. I'm gonna march them. I think I'll have them move to Warsaw then. Should help a little bit regarding administration checks. More like bullshit, but you know what I mean. You needed a naval interdiction of 2. Right, okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. I know about that regarding the naval invasions. We actually do have our own amphibious over here, which is actually really interesting. I can't imagine how that would go. I just don't think it'd go great. Let's naval invade Kronstadt. That's going to go great. Yeah, they can actually handle a couple additional units out here. It's only Army Group North that has too much. We'll do that shortly enough. I tell you what I can go ahead and do then. this corps. I do have a Panzer Corps, in fact. Yes, I've got the 39th Panzer Corps. I'm going to have the 39th Panzer Corps form up over here then. So what I could go ahead and do even is actually take these guys from the 2nd Luftwaffe Field Corps. Actually, no, the 2nd Luftwaffe Field Corps could actually just be assigned to the 9th Army. 9th Army, yeah, they're going to go ahead and join the 9th Army like so. Very cool that is a Luftwaffe Field Commander. He's not bad. Not bad. Got good morale. Yeah, he's got shit mech, but his infantry is pretty good. He does have no support as of yet, so I'm going to give him some support. Give some guns from the 9th and from OKH, just give him something there. These flak regiments are fantastic. I can't believe how much we have over here of the 9th. It's a lot more rise. I guess. Oh, it feels like a lot to give to a corps. A flak regiment is very impressive. I don't know, just give it a light flag then for now. Give it 2 construction units too. We'll sort these priorities out shortly enough. Okay. That could be taken and just assigned to OKH. Right, so 3rd Panzer can actually handle another corps then. So I'm going to go ahead and have that moved over here to the north. They'll still be within range of the 3rd Panzer, I'd imagine. Yeah. So the 18th Motorized Division then. So I need to go ahead and move the infantry down here first, and then we can take a look down here, and then we'll get on to Stalingrad. The south is more or less done. It's just with Stalingrad and along the line there. Right, they need to move out. Kinda shot myself in the foot there. They'll just have to do for now, because I kind of shot myself in the foot. But it should be sufficient enough. Especially with the major river. Actually, no, it's minor river. Yeah, minor. Major there. Interesting, I consider major. But yeah, they do have the river here to aid them. Again, I'm not going to abuse the AI. Right, okay. I was going to move that Jaeger, but they can remain there for now. That needs to move out. Partisans are interesting. Effectively, from what I recall, they increase the cost of movement for, like, freight, essentially. So, obviously, the effect of that is that you have less freight that will eventually reach the front. So, therefore, you do suffer. And there is other effects I do believe as well, but I know that's, like, the main effect. I'm drinking a coffee here. Okay. Yeah, like we have partisan activity in this area over here. So it increases... Oh, another big effect is that it cancels the administration move, essentially. I forget what it's called. But essentially, if you like have your unit in a hex over here, and it's within your friendly territory, it's not being opposed by an actual enemy unit, you do benefit from the administrative area effect. So you recover quicker. And lots of other good things. The peasant interdiction cancels that. I'm gonna have them move that way just to have something as a roadblock over there in case it's quiet. Yeah, these guys will be out of here shortly enough. Oh god, that's an overloaded core if I've ever seen one. Right, they can take position there. So that's 10 for 4. Oof. This is not a nice position to be in, really. They could do another core up over here. I just need to make sure that everything on the front line has core command, because then they are pretty good to go. So I do have you over here, which is a 20th, and that would have been useful if I could get it up there. But I'm going to go ahead and have it assigned to... we'll go with Armor Group North for now, but I'm going to move it up that way. A little bit awkward as I don't really have a great position for it, but I'm going to get it moved up that way, so... Shiza. I'll move it that way. I'm going to have something out here anyway to stop that, i.e. the motorized. But that's what we'll do, then we can have that shared out. But yeah, that is... that's really overloaded. Holy shiza. That's overloaded. Okay. I had something there, but it's a difficult one. Heavy woods there be quite the impediment to the enemy. But it is just 3,000 men, which is not a lot, as you can imagine. Well, let's see. Clear terrain there. That's rough. Could really do some infantry out here. Yeah. That being a mechanized corps is pretty scary to you. Right, whoops, I didn't mean to go over that. I really need something out here, to be honest. Now, that rough terrain. Is dense. I think I'll establish them in dense terrain then. It's not ideal, but I know they're not that well prepared. There's obviously a bit of an issue over here, but I'll have to figure that out. I don't want to leave them as just a single unit. Okay, that Panzer Corps moved out that way. So motorized would have been nice down this way. What do we have there? Light wood. I could move a tank division over there. Yeah, 36 motorized is in pretty good shape. They could move in there to cut that rail, that's the only problem there. Well, one of the problems. I was going to go ahead and sit down on top of a core, then at least it's safe. Well, on top of a division. I'll just have to put a Panzer division there for now. They can go there for now, just to be a hindrance, as the Soviets just drive over them. Yeah, so tank division will have to go there, which is not ideal, really, but they're not going to be negatively impacted by that. I do want to cover that rail. Place that there in just a second. Okay. So they can go there for now then. I do have the rough... I've got them actually. And what are they at? They're actually pretty good to go, so I think what I'm going to go ahead and do then... So I could support them at least. Even with the Luftwaffe, I could actually support them. So... I can go there. I don't need all that much. They go there. Then 36 motorized moved in there. They've got a very nice position there. Well, that one can move across there. Now, granted, that's not a lot to work with. But it's essentially better than nothing. It might as well be nothing, but at least it is. It's not a lot. it's really not a lot. Yeah. it's more of a token gesture. That's really the way to look at it now. Alright. Okay. So 14 of 82. I need guns and vehicles, really. 1st Panzer Division can go here, then. I do have river there, which is quite useful. Now, it is infantry there. And they should have some disruption from crossing a river. I want to leave them in that fortification there, so they can actually build that up to level 2. Is that rail actually in operation right now? Now that's broken, isn't it? Yes, that's fine. I don't really gain the benefit then. What I'm going to do then is fall back to that position there then. That's got quite a few vehicles. That river does help. Is that rail in operation? It is. There's quite a few depots out this way, isn't there? Having another doesn't hurt. It's purely because I want to actually have them able to draw using their horse and cart. Yes, it costs us more in terms of supply, but I really need these vehicles in here. You can see that we have 1,611 vehicles here, but we have a requirement of, yeah, like kind of need another 300-ish more there. So if I can save vehicles at any point, I will try to do that, especially here during the actual winter. So that's well worthwhile. What we're looking at here then is force. Apparently nearly there. Well, not really, it's at 0%, but I'm going to call it nearly there. Okay. I thought I had another core here. Ah, yeah, I do. That's a lot of flak. It's a whole lot of flak. Not the best. Still in range, that's fine. So 59th, I think. That'll work out, I guess. So they can go to the... Is it 3rd Panzer Army? Yeah, I think it's 3rd, isn't it? Yeah, 3rd. They can go to the 3rd. So 3rd Panzer Army. There's a depot. I could establish a depot over here, in fact. Or even over here would be a good one. Even over there would be alright, but I'm going to go with that. Establish a depot. We do have some roads out here too, so that's okay. They're going to go ahead and be attached to the 39th Panzer. There we are. 39th Panzer Division. Yeah, they're within range. Now they're... Yeah, they actually could have another hex there, but they're within range enough, so that's okay. Now that kind of works for me. At least they'd have support there. So I'm going to go ahead and actually not set up anything there. Could set up a depot there, so... Okay, go back to where the depot is. Or where the depot will be. So there we are. Right, just making sure that they have what they need. Okay, so... That's things more or less covered in this area. I do now have 2 divisions over here that I can actually work with. And I do have that over here. What am I looking at in terms then of the army? 29, so that's slightly over. We do see the enemy pushing in this area here, so I'm going to have to address that. And I would like to do that through, well, a fire brigade, really. So that would have been another potential area where the core headquarters could have gone down here. That'd have been nice. 9th Army can control more men here. Right. That's a different colour blue, which makes me laugh. Right, I have that call. What I'm going to go ahead and do then, I do want to go ahead and actually have this sent down that way. Let me get this sorted out then. So I could have another division go over here. Right, that's part of that core. That's part of that core. They go there. Yeah, I've got 131st there. 331st. So I'm going to reform these divisions, which is going to reduce the actual strain of command. Increase the actual viability, really, here. And eventually what I'll start to do then is take men off the front line. Where we have it. The only thing I've got to watch out for really in these areas, and really what I'd want to do is push them back to an area like this, where it doesn't actually matter if there's a gap, because there's no rail or things of that nature that they could break. That's really what I've got to protect. They can go down there. Right, that's helping out to a degree. And you belong down there. Okay. 339th. See, it's made a tremendous difference really across the board. So it's not just the men that you pull back over here, it's the men that you can then move out elsewhere, and then what you save on the line then. It does add up. It's an interesting place for depot, really. Do you have a road there? I mean, that's a very underutilized core. They can go to 12. I'm going to set up a depot there. I know it seems... No, can't. Damn it. I will make one here then. That works out there. See, falling back across the river would be a good thing. So at least that can help to establish a position here then. They go from light woods, and heavy woods is really good actually. Rivers are useful. Of course they can freeze, but this is a less harsh winter than we had beforehand. Right, how am I going to deal with it over here? Right, so we have the rifle 356, 342nd, and the 11th Guards rifle. Those are interesting. And they're currently pressing against a infantry division. Just a moment here. Sorry, my little brother ordered a package from Curry's. It actually sounds like a food item, doesn't it? But it's like a razor package. So, just send him an email to say they can go pick up the package because he was asleep. There we are. Working a good magic. Right, okay. And again, that being a Panzer Corps, pain in the ass. See, what I might even go ahead and do is, in fact, have these assigned directly to the army so I can have the Corps take command of more forces on the front. Because this doesn't need to be assigned to the Corps directly. It would help, but it doesn't actually need to be in that situation. What is it, part of 4th Army? So I'm going to go ahead and have that assigned directly to 4th Army, which means I can then take another Corps on the front line and have that assigned to the 12th Army, so to the 12th Corps. 12th Corps, I think, is the Corps that historically starts out opposite Brest-Litovsk, actually. So that's pretty cool. They've come quite a long way, really, haven't they? Yeah, if I do that, then 16th Army, which is down over here, actually. No, that's 16th Army. Where's 4th? 4th down here. Yeah, 4th, yeah, fine. They should be within range. Yeah, they're within range there, so that helps out a tremendous amount there. Which means that this Corps, this Panzer Corps, it's got 2 Panzer Corps. That's not convenient at all. What I might go ahead and do then is have them changed out for these corps over here. So I'd rather have the Panzer Corps in the Panzer Army and have them concentrated, really. That's going to be a lot of changing. But I think it is ultimately worthwhile to do, to be honest. God damn it. It's never easy, is it? I wish there was a little bit of an easy way to do it. But I want the Panzer Corps. Sounds like Power Corps, doesn't it? Okay. That's Panzer Corps. Oh. That's a normal core, that's Panzer core, that's a normal core. Okay, these two cores over here that I'd like to replace. Fudge me, this is going to be difficult. That's not going to be difficult, it's just going to be a pain in the ass. Right, they're going to go there. Hey, let me see. You came from there. Okay. You go there. You go there. You go here. You go here. Okay. So, fuck. That's going to be such a pain in the ass to actually do. Fudging me. Okay. It does improve these guys, though, pretty considerably. Fudge. That's so... Right, go to 2nd Panzer. We'll do it like that. Have them actually change out to the armies, and then we can work from that. 2nd Panzer. They go to 4th Army. Okay. And then at least I can quite clearly see what is in need of changing. Yeah. Fetch me. Okay. That is an interesting one, really. So these are directly under the command of the 2nd Panzer Army. Who is in command of 2nd Panzer Army? He's not bad, but we could have a certainly better commander in there. This being an assault army as well. So I'm not going to be digging fortifications out here. That's a big thing to remember. Right. Yeah, so... I just made some bloody work for myself there, didn't I? Yeah, there's null says it kills your supply if you're around. Well, the interdiction kills the partisan activity. Kill supply to your armored forces, really. It just in general kills supply. Alright, so that's 53rd Corps. Okay, let me go ahead and sort out these ones that are already here because I can make it work better. I kind of wish I'd done that beforehand now. Right, that's there. 4 divisions then. And that would be that corps there. Is that the 153rd Corps? I don't know. Right. Could even have another depot here in fairness. And that's not a bad thing. No, no man, I can't have a depot there. I mean, another depot! Badass, where are my depots? Come on. It's got a rail. That works. Let's build some sheds around it. Call it an Amazon. Maybe that shouldn't have gone there. I might have to just move it over there. And in fairness, that doesn't make any difference, really. It's kind of ironic. Ah, fuck. Okay. Right, so that's 53rd. It's good 53rd then. This is a lot of reorganization. Okay. And that's 56. Yeah, I know, right? 34. Okay, so they need to go to the 56. Okay. Well, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is reform that division. This area over here, I could almost get away with just having a single division there. I probably could get away with that. I just don't want to have that rail broken. Okay. So we'll go with that. I may... And it's an awkward one, really, because it's like these Panzer Corps, I don't know. I need them to control. Right, what have we got there? 112, 296. 112, 296. Oh, God. Yes, that one, isn't it? Scheiße. Okay. So I'm going to have another motorized. I could have 2 motorized divisions moved to this area. I really want them in a position where I can actually hurt the enemy. Motorized over here would be a good idea. In the clear terrain. Double stacked. This is a nasty position out here. Yeah, that's a nasty thing. I'm gonna have to use motorized out there. Excuse me. Yeah. Well, this is it, isn't it? It's things like this I have to recognize as being as a threat. They're not that bad. I'd like to be able to counterattack them. It's just kind of awkward because I have a bit of a glut of divisions, especially, yeah, there's like all these divisions over here that once they're in the line, then it will significantly help out here. This I'm going to kind of keep as it is for now and then have them replaced by infantry divisions in the near future, really. It's just getting to that point. I do want to give them more time to recover if I can. If I could push that back, or at least across the river and have a much better position there. I guess we'll see. Okay. 2 regiments is sufficient enough here. And I've got the light woods over there, which is something to work with. So if I take a look at their actual defense, 21-8, yeah, that position's not great. That position's certainly not great. So that position's nice for the ×3, but I think what I'm going to go ahead and do then is have a division move across the river. I can then relieve the 4th Panzer Army from the front lines. It's quite crazy that I've got like an artillery division there. That's pretty funny. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Let me go ahead and just move that back there for a second. So I've got 112. Where's 296? So 296 is over here. Right, 56. 112, 156. Okay. 56 can move. 112. That's 296, okay. Right. One element can move there. That element can move there. Yeah, that goes there. Right, an element, move there. Then reform that division. Hey, doing that, Arthur? Good to have you, my friend. We broke the encirclement in the first turn. We now have to break the encirclement again in the second turn. We did have some butchery over here, but we should be able to do that. We do have a lot more to take care of in this turn, so I see a lot more things now active. The north is more or less done. I'm trying not to take advantage of the AI as well, so I'm giving them a lot of leeway. Like, I could have cut that off, but I'm not going to do that immediately. I'm just going to give them some leeway. We've fallen back over here and set up the actual logistics of it all. We've separated out a core that will be basically rebuilt and then sent elsewhere, including units that don't really have... But they're not really best placed on the front line. Like, yeah, again, I do think that a 7th Leaguer would be quite useful for city fighting, really, due to the fact that they do have a lot of that firepower. Like, those LMGs and those SMGs are really quite good. Having the rifle grenades is very good. But yeah, I was trying to figure out where they're best used. I mean, then again, it's one of those things of like, well, maybe like the Flieger division isn't really suitable for the Eastern Front. They're good, but maybe they're just simply better off in the West. Because it's like, well, that CV that they have is good. And obviously them being like more elite troops is very good. But then, yeah, this is where morale really comes in. But then at the same time, what I'm kind of thinking here is like, well, I could maybe even have it sent to the Western Front, to Western Europe, and then I could just pull a division out from like France or something of that nature. And then I'm working with a division that granted has less morale, but it has more firepower in terms of actual artillery. But it's like, what's the difference in artillery? That's the question. These guys have lighter artillery. Yeah, they have... Yeah, this is a big thing here. 12, 28. Let's take a look at these divisions that arrived in Germany. Yeah, I mean, it's like mortars. Obviously, they had mortars, but I didn't look at them. But they have 45 AT, they have 48 artillery, 6 heavy infantry guns, and they have 18 infantry guns. So they have more in general, which is quite good. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that and they have more men too. So maybe that's what we want to go ahead and do, really. But there is a big spot. There's a great place for the morale. They could even simply go into the reserve and just recover, build that morale back up, and then I could use them elsewhere. If I had more of them, they would be more useful, but they're kind of like in a weird position right now. In a weird position. I don't know if they would be more suitable for city fighting. I've got to assume yes, because they do have the Fallschirmjäger, and the Fallschirmjäger obviously being more elite troops, and just in general having that higher level of firepower is just a damn useful thing. How long have I been streaming, by the way? 1 hour 30. Okay. I'm trying to keep the streams a little bit shorter, so we'll see how long we go here. If you guys are enjoying this, do go ahead and like the video, by the way. Would be much appreciated. I realise not that many people are watching the series at the moment, but I think that's due to the fact that I'm taking a very long time to get through these turns. But in my opinion, there is a lot to do, and it's all good practice to play by emails. Then I really do enjoy the administrative side of things. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure. Okay. So, got that there. This is like an odd one over here, really. I think what I'd be better off doing then is reforming that. See, that puts them there. But I think I will just simply have, like, motorized, maybe in a position out this way. It would have been nice had I had the light woods there. Well, so if I had light woods here in the center, but there's not much I could do there. Oh, that one's an interesting one, really. I don't know, really. I mean, to be fair, I'll spend like a couple hours on everything, really. But that one's an interesting one. Yeah. I mean, there's not all too much to do beyond, like, the main thing being the actual movement and the fighting, really. A lot of the things are already done for you to an extent. Well, essentially, you have everything in place. And your units are also going to be in their best state possible. So, yeah, and there's only so far you can go. So, I don't know. It shouldn't take as long. I'd say that this one will take longer due to the fact that you're working with a plate in motion, I suppose you could say, a spinning plate. That 8K is not exactly much. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and place a division over here then. That should aid. Maybe even closer, in fairness. And then there's that direct zone of control. I mean, it would be nice to occupy that position there, really, and maybe even do something like that. That and that, perhaps. I do now have a spare Panzer division in some instance. Well, in some regards. I did want to give them more time to recover, frankly. That's the aim. Yeah, look at that placement there. That's the name of the game here, is really give them time to recover and build those tanks back up. Looks like right now, we're at 59% of the 110 there. Grain or reconnaissance tanks. It does make me want to play Gravity Tactics, actually. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do then is just use the... But then again, this is the issue, isn't it? So I can have motorized in one of both. Or I can have motorized in one, but the same one, really. I don't think there's any advantage to towns. No, we've got snowfall on the ground here. Being on the road, though, would be quite advantageous. There's light snowfall over here, which is actually better for them. I think I'll go ahead and occupy that position there on the road. At least they do have an average road to work with. It denies the enemy the use of said road. Granted, I lose that position there, but it's not the end of the world. Of course, I can't move into that fucking position. Fuck. That's annoying. How are they going to handle it? 25. They're relatively good. They would be fighting in snow, though. That's the only problem. And this being a panzer... Sorry, this being an assault army isn't going to be great. And that's another thing as well. I really need to be quite... Ultimately, I need to take the assault armies off the front line and have the infantry under command of forces that are not assault, because then they can actually dig in properly beyond level 1 fortifications. But it's a very tight thing. It might even simply be that I have the entire north just taken over by Army Group North, because there's not all that much to really do. And that would allow it to move another army down to the south. But I will in time well, by turn 7 I'll actually have a 5th Panzer Army, which will help out a pretty good deal. Try and command it all, really. Yeah. It's not really so much an issue of men that we have. If we take a look over here, then we have about 3 million men on the line here. We have 787,000 Axis allies there. Now, really, what I want to go ahead and do is actually just take the Axis allies out. I just don't want them on the map. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but essentially I will aim towards just getting rid of the Axis allies entirely. I may make some limited use of Hungarians or Romanians, but not Italians. And to be honest, I really do want them off the map. The reason being, if I have them garrison the Soviet Union and the Balkans and Italy and all that sort of jazz, or even Western Europe if they could go there, I don't know if they can go there. But yeah, like the Romanians, especially in the Soviet Union, they're good. They have the numbers to actually garrison it, and that's what they do best. It gives me something of a emergency pool then too. And there's like something to be said for the Romanians too, and the Hungarians and the Axis allies in general, because they do have their manpower pool. But at least in the actual garrison zones, they'll still take losses, but that's losses that's being drained from their manpower pools rather than the German manpower pool, which then could be exclusively for the garrison requirements for the most part. Yeah, they Soviets have a lot of men, but men are... It's about feeding them, really. And that's a lot of men to feed. To be honest, the thing where they have the greatest advantage really is in armament. If we had like 3 times as many guns, that'd be great. Like if we had the same amount of guns, we'd be really fucking well provisioned. I can tell you that. And in fairness, I have dropped the TOE requirement of the divisions across the front from 100 to 70, and in the future I could ramp that back up to 100 again if I wanted to. I think I'd try to ramp it up slowly over time, depending on how the situation goes. Or even as the weather changes, get more men to the front sort of thing. But we'll see how that goes. That needs to be rebuilt. But I don't have all that much in the way of options, so I think I am going to go ahead and choose that position there as the lesser of two evils. Not ideal. At all. At least it gives us, like, a future single crush Deutschland. But at least we do have 249. No, so 259 guns there. Really not a big fan of that, though. And it does mean that we have easier command over here. They go to the Panzer Command. And they both go to the Panzer Command. I may even have a Corps Command moved on top of them, really. We'll see. What is that, LVI? 54? Where is it? Was I looking at the wrong one? Oh, that is. Alright, okay. Let's go for that for now. Right, see, this can command more now. Now it's a Panzer Corps. I love this track, by the way. This is definitely one of the best. Really conveys that gravitas, doesn't it? That gravity of the situation. Okay, so I do have the Panzer Corps here. It does feel dirty having the infantry commanded by Panzer Corps, but they do gain a pretty solid benefit from that. I do want to have these actually formed up into single divisions because they're far easier to command. But I don't have all the luxuries in the world right now. So they're going to go over to the Panzer Command, but I'm going to make sure that it's the right Panzer Command, and it is. Was that the 47th? Yeah, to the 47th they go. Okay. Let me double check. Ah, I got the wrong one. Scheiße. Okay, it's not a problem, really. It's a little bit annoying, though, I must admit. Oh, that's weird. Ugh. I thought I was being smart by getting it right. Oh, how they might have fallen. Yeah, they do have that there too, which is still locked and unable to be moved. Okay. I really want a depot. Do I have a depot there? I do. Which is nice, but it's only 6,000 men there. But it's in a pretty good position. Could be better though. I do have that position there. Give me a depot. I like to have depots there. Just why am I getting these weird spam things in the comments? That's weird. I have a ban per se. I guess that's the ban per se. I mean, that's hidden, not really a ban. I don't know. Do for now. Okay. These Panzer Corps could definitely do some TLC. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is shift these 2 panthers over here. Shift that there. You can go ahead and join that panzer corps. Which is that one? Yeah, it's that one. You go there. You go to refit. They can still refit over here. They're just not going to refit at a higher rate, but they're still in a position where they can actually... they're still important. They're still important. They're still a good part of the battle here. And they're in a position where they can actually be a reserve of some nature. That should be relatively alright. That position's a bit worrisome. At least it's not going to cause too much wave damage. One may hope. That I can't do all that much with. Not right now, anyway. Oh, these units are actually able to move then. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do these half-measure things. Just have a division on the front. Oh, that one's locked right now? Okay, that's a little annoying. Ooh, I see. Don't like singular regiments. At least that brings that up. That's an interesting one, really. Where did I get attacked? Did I get attacked over here? I didn't get attacked over here, so these guys are alright. Attacks are over here, though. I could set some of these static, and that might be an attractive option for future, but not right now. Right, they're active. What do I have here terrain-wise? Clear. Lightwood's good. But I can't do anything with that. So it's locked. Damn it. Oh, I don't like that one regiment there. Alright. They do have that river, but even then. Right. Go over to that panzer. Oops. Let's reform that actually. It's a little unfortunate, but they're still fine here anyway. That brings the second army up to where it needs to be, in fact. Have them set to refit. Okay. Why am I getting so many? Hey, doing that hospitality? Good to have you, my friend. Let's get rid of that unit there. I don't know why I'm getting all those many. Here's an interesting one. That's a +2, which is pretty damn good. Oh, these guys aren't good though. No. Those mountaineers are alright. Can't make much use of them though. Why do they have to be locked? Cavalry, oh gosh. Oh god, the 49 morale is actually pretty good. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, this area over here is a pretty difficult situation. Yeah, absolutely. These 2,000 men. Ah, god, they're not gonna last a minute. Okay. The river certainly does help them, though. Okay. What is that? Just a brigade? God damn. I really don't like that. Excuse me. I'm going to establish a depot there. I do that, Georgie. Good to have you, my friend. Yeah, that's a pain there. I've got the 298, which is free, but then it's like, oh god, what do I do with these here? Not the easiest difficulty. There was some like spam from like bots in the chat. Oh. I may just simply accept that this isn't going to really... And I don't really even need to hold up per se. It's nice to have, but it's not worth dying over. Yeah, they can shift over there then. Yeah, no, that's it exactly there, Null. It's just simply a lack of anything, really. I do really want to reinforce that position there. A regiment by itself is not good, especially 1,800 men like that. It's pathetic. Granted, there is a German infantry division behind it, but I can't move it right now. These guys are locked as well, which is not exactly ideal. And there's a lot of forces here the Axis allies are locked right now. So I can't do all that much with them. Can I go there? Ooh, almost. So yeah, they're gonna go there. It's not a lot, but at least it does give them at least some extra men. It brings them up to around about that sort of level there, which is not saying anything much. But I don't have all that much I can really do. That is a good position to hold. It's the only defensible position here along the River Don at this point. So that's not a lot there to work with. I do have this regiment of the 62nd, but that's currently unready at this moment in time. And yeah, there's a Romanian infantry division staring down the barrels of a Soviet armored corps. And they don't really have all that much in the way of AT. They've got 475s. That's going to surely help them to. Yeah, it's not going to help them. Yeah, there's a lot of strong forces here. Like, we have 2 guard rifle corps, we have a tank corps there. This is the area of great pain. Great pain indeed. All I'm going to have to do here then is get jiggy with it. Which is not ideal. So they can go there. That has to go there. And that does leave a gap. Oh, yeah. I feel bad. These guys are essentially going to be here just to try and delay that core. That core can't move as far. That core can move further. It's not ideal. Right, go to that Panzer Corps. If I could rebuild them, that'd be amazing, but I can't. Oh no, I can. Yeah, I always forget they can do that. That's better. Okay, join that Panzer Corps. Forgot I had that one there, but they can go ahead and join the 5th Panzer. 4th Panzer. Not 5th Panzer as of yet, but it will be eventually 5th Panzer. They're in such a weird position. Kind of wish I'd not actually assigned them to that group now. Let's take a look at you, though. He's an okay commander. He's certainly not a mechanized commander. I don't like that 2 gap there. But again, there's a distance factor here that is helpful. I am going to try and get Romanians up over this way. But again, it comes down to this area here. We know that we can link up over here, so that does take a lot of pressure off, which is excellent. I could reform the 16th and just really focus on utilising this position here. It's not great because, well, it protects me from this side, but really I'd rather be on that side. But I need... I don't know. It's difficult. I can see that some of this is open, but I don't know how deep it goes. So let's go ahead and do some reorganisation from within the pocket then. They're ready, thank God. Okay. I do have the Panzer divisions now available to me, so I actually do have something worth a damn. So that's good. I can actually use that to... I just need an entrance, just something there. That's all I need. Yeah, they're making some inroads over here. Again, they're just here just simply to be a distraction, really. These Romanians need to be readied really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and do events for that back one. That over there can go ahead and join its compatriot. 1500. Yeah, 1200 is not a lot. Unready. Depleted. Not ideal. Unready. What are those numbers on the bottom of the unit cards? Oh. So this is the attack, I do believe, and this is like the defensive CV. But if I press Z, then this is the attack and, well, their combat value, and then this is like their movement value. I tend to have it like this so you can see their defensive CV. It's not a exact number. Yeah, twice nothing is still nothing. Exactly. IRL, the 11th Panzer had to be used on the chair front to stabilize it. Yeah. I don't know where chair is, actually. Oh, this is a chair. Ah, I see. Yeah. What I'm hoping to do is actually send the Romanians out this way, but need to get out. Need to get out. Need to get out. These forces will soak up attention, as you can see that they are. Right. Those Panzer divisions are more like motorized divisions now. They lost a lot of their armored units, which sucks. They have some Panzer Grenadier, and those Panzer Grenadier kick ass because they've got the 3 LMGs and the SMGs. They're really good, and they're armored. Did I mention they're armored? They're armored. Makes a big old freaking difference. But yeah, tanks are a thing of the past there. At least the ones we do have are actually working, so that's something. Need to get out of Stalingrad. I think that hex there. That's the easier position to hold, but then again, it's further away, and it's not a winning proposition. I need to try and bring it down this way. Though it's 3 infantry divisions, so it's not as bad as it would seem. That's not too bad. Well, that's true, Vandal. That's true. That's true. At least I do have a river there to work with. I don't want to abandon Stalingrad straight away, but I'm going to have to abandon it pretty shortly. At least when on this side of the river, they are in a much more defensible position. Okay. I just move them off the front line. Right, and I do have 24th there. Okay, I can reform the 376. Okay. Remaining is not exactly useful. Croats. Yeah. That's not very defensible. It's because they're not linked up, which is why they're so bad. That 22nd Panzer's not in a great shape. I'm going to go ahead and use the Romanians to link up over here. The Romanian one doesn't really much matter. Right, see how those numbers have just changed now? Because they're no longer considered isolated for now. Yeah, as you can see, no longer isolated. So, they'll fight better now. Or at least the game will treat them more kindly. In fact, no, that should have gone back. That should have gone down, in fact. Only 6,000 men in a division is not great. They need to be readied up. Yeah. Hmm. 72 there. Okay. Yeah, at least I do have... 10 Blizzard would be nice. What would have been good is, like, had I been able to maintain that level 4 fort there, but I can't. This needs to be reinforced over here, because it's actually been opposed by some pretty stiff forces. I've got to balance, like, holding the pocket of Stalingrad with, like, getting the hell out of Stalingrad. Now, luckily, the Soviets have done me a big favour by reducing the amount of hexes I have to control, but that doesn't make things all that much easier. Taking that position over there would be really good. I just worry that I can't maintain that. Okay. I don't really like them on their own like that. Those rivers are nearly frozen. And this is urban. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's city and that's urban. I'm going to go ahead and move those Romanians into the actual city. They're not ready, but they may be ready next turn. How do I move them back out? But I don't know. If they can even possibly participate, then that's at least something. It really is all up to the 389 though. I am going to go ahead and give them 2 Pioneer Battalion. The reason being, give them that artillery unit there too, the AA artillery. There's a chance that AA can actually participate in ground combat on the defensive, so I don't know. Maybe they could function as AA guns. Sorry, say T guns. yeah, the reason why I've given them the Pioneer Battalions is there's not that many of them, but at least they do have Flamethrower. They do have anti-tank mines, they do have satchel charges, they have SMGs, they have an LMG. It gives them additional German manpower, of course, but it's just, yeah, they're freaking good at being city fighters, really. That's the thing. You can see that versus man, that's very good. Satchel charge, excellent. SMGs are pretty good. You can see that rate of fire. That's what matters. You need rate of fire, and you need explosives, and you need fire. Fire is certainly a good level, in fact, of any city fighting. Now, that's still considered 100? Ooh, who knows about that? Now, I could have a Jaeger division reinforce this position out here, but I do not have that much in the way of luxury. That's unready, but it's going to have to go there. These positions are not solid. The Jaegers are the lesser of the two evil. What's their morale? 66. 73. How many squads do you have? 115. 110 artillery. In fairness, they could even have fallen back to that position there, but we'll see. I may just simply have them on reserve then. I need to rearrange the commands in here. That's a pressure point there, if I've seen one. If I could move across the river and take that, then at least I'd have the river to my defense there. Those panzers are not in a good position. Really, I'd want to have the panzers here. They were just moved in there just to help out. I am going to go ahead and move that 6th division over here. I could even potentially have a counterattack against them and hold this. But it's light snowfall, so it could be potentially done, in fairness. Maybe that's what I want to go ahead and do. So if I can force them back this turn, then that's at least something to work with. I would disorganize them too if I could force them back across the river. Light snow is the best they're going to get. It's a shame there's no roads in this area. Right, I do need to relieve a corps of infantry. Sorry, command. Alright, go to the 5th Romanian. I know, whichever bloody one's close by. I know, that's the only issue, isn't it, really? Or even just getting these guys would be useful enough. But, yeah, I agree, they're not likely to retreat. They could, but it's not great. I'd probably be better off just simply having them, like, just establish, like, 2 solid positions on here than use the rest down that way. It'd be nice if I could do that, to be honest. If I could make it work. I have a German Corvette. Nice. I don't even know if I can command everything in here. That's the awkward thing, is the command, because the army's got kicked out of there. Which certainly did not help at all. Yeah. But I think I'm going to come back to that in the future. I do want to try and keep these episodes a little bit short. I mean, we're at 2 hours now, so this is a longer one. but I want to try and make sure that they're at least watchable. I know people seem to prefer them being a little bit shorter, which is fine. That's fine. Means I'm not doing like 6-hour stints. And yeah, we should be able to resolve the yeah, we should resolve a turn next turn. Well, next stream. That's been more or less handled up over this way. I know we don't really do all that much, but it does feel like we do get a lot done, really. We've managed all of this. That's more or less good to go. I could attack over here, but I'm not going to do that. But we do have things we want to take control of down here. Forces look better on the line. They should fight better on the line with such a couple more depots. Just need to go through and actually get the... what do you call it? HQs in position. Oh, how you doing there, Simon? I decided to opt for... and I'm a creature of coolness. I don't know how I could actually say that anyway. I managed to get a good amount of discount codes and make it actually viable. So I decided to go ahead and actually get this one. I was tempted, but I was like, oh, this is actually one that's probably better. And it's aiming where it matches the laptop, so it'll be cool. And I can change the lines on it, so that's pretty cool. But it's a 2400 megahertz one. But the reason why I opted for it really is... it should be better in the long run. But it's also got that NVIDIA G-Sync Ultimate, so it should work just better in general. It's also apparently a better screen. I did want... I wanted... they did this 38-inch like curved one, but it was like £1,000. I managed to get this down to $391 excluding VAT, but $461 including VAT. So I managed to get it down a good amount from the 838. So yeah. But that's the one that I'll have on the way. It should look good. That's going to arrive tomorrow, so hopefully the stream tomorrow will be in 1440p. That'll be interesting to see. Be kind of cool. Kind of cool. Yeah, so... Stalingrad to Berlin, yeah, to counterattack to Moscow. Exactly, exactly. And as Null says, not having air units does make it simpler, because it's winter. We don't really need them. But there we are. We'll take a look then at just some numbers here to begin with. So, these are losses at current turn. Now, we did have 21,000, but the Soviets suffered their 92,000. Oh, it's a good timing as well, it's my ass getting them. Yeah, you can see they lost 16, nearly 1,700 guns, just too shy of 1,700, and just shy of 1,200. Well, of course it's 1,100, but I'm going to say shy of 1,200 because it sounds better. AFVs there. We lost 195 AFVs. We lost the majority of those AFVs really around Stalingrad, which is pretty nasty, to be honest. Really quite nasty. Let's take a look at production. Take a look at Germany. Where's my Panther? I do have some Tigers. There's actually a battalion of Tigers. Well, I say battalion. There's a battalion of Tigers in the north. 502nd Panzer Battalion. Heavy Panzer Battalion. Yeah, so we do have this one over here. So that does have 8 Tigers. I'm in fact going to have that taken away from Leningrad area and I have that moved out elsewhere, really. I do love the Panzer III. They're pretty cool. Very useful, very useful. Even the Panzer III is pretty decent. That 50mm is actually a pretty good gun. Yeah. So we'll have moved out and moved to OKH. And get them utilised where they can be. Let's just go ahead and just take a look at them again. Yeah, it's that anti-armor there, that 194 that makes a considerable difference. That actually, I mean, this one's an interesting one when it comes to AFVs. I'm not entirely sure how it works at that rate of fire. But yeah, that range there, 3400 is pretty good. Pretty good. They've got the armor too. So really, I really want them facing like tank corps and things of that nature, really. That'd be nice. So speaking of them, we do have these other units, but I think they're... yeah, that one's in Western Europe. This one's actually on its way to the map, it seems. This one's on its way to Western Europe. Or is it already in Western Europe? Ah, here we are. That's Axis Reserve, yeah. I'm going to clear their transfers and actually have them manually assigned. So I can't do it right now, but next turn. But there's 20 Tigers in there. So 20 of those could be available then. Need to get them to the map. There's a Panzer Battalion over here that we can actually have utilized shortly enough. There is this element of Panzer Battalion here. Weird that they're separated there. That one. What's that TOE meant to be? So it's basically there, so I could actually go ahead and have that sent to the map. Which I will do. So I can actually have it assigned to a Panzer Division to actually give it some Panzers. We also do have a Sturm Brigades over here. These guys are cool. They do have the SPAA. We also do have a Stug 3F8 with that good gun and that good armor. So yes, they're going to be super, super handy. Are they at TOE? It looks like they're there. TOE's at 81 and 71 over here. What else do they need? They're lacking flak, and they're lacking the heavy AT gun, and they're lacking mortars. See, so it's 88 mils. You don't... Oh, wow, that's the actual 88. I've not actually seen that, but fuck me, look at that... Yeah, never mind the Tiger's gun. That's the thing you want there. Look at that bitch. That's what you want out there. Yeah, wow. That's pretty good. I don't know if there's much else better than that, really. At least that we get. Maybe the 105s? The AA guns? But I don't know if they can be pressed into service like that. Them being AT guns is interesting. I don't know how it affects them particularly. And they got a 37mm Morphos. That's interesting. Morphos. Yeah. Oh yeah, these are the 150s. I do like them. That's got a lot there. Yeah. Some interesting things that the Germans actually do get. It's just how do you make use of it. Marder 2. Again, makes me want to play ground team. I need to learn how that works properly. We'll take a quick look then. I guess this will be a bit of a yonder. Take a look at equipment and I guess I'd come on to guns then. Self-propelled artillery. Oh, there we go, artillery. Let's take a look at that. What I'd be looking for then, let's see. I don't know what that's meant to be. Oh, top armor, I see. Maybe size. Perhaps. I can just look for an AT gun, really. And then there's flak over here, like, we have these guys. That's cool. Yeah. But you're not exactly going to see them often in ground combat. Whereas AT... Yeah, I guess that's the thing, is it? Like, AA can fight in ground combat. But AA tends to fight defensively rather than offensively. Whereas, like, an AT gun's going to fight really in both. So I suppose that's a big difference, isn't it, really? So that's quite cool. So let's see, where's that AT? Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like that is the heaviest AT gun that we'll get. We don't get, like, anything larger than that. Not that I can see over here, really. Unless there's something else pressed into service, but that's the heaviest AT gun. What does Soviets get? Saw by size. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Westman Hummel. So I'm looking for heavy AT. So they get the 107 actually. Yeah, so 107 then is their larger dedicated AT. Yeah, so that's 140, 175. I don't see range over here, which is odd. Oh, there's range, yeah. I suppose they're more reliant upon the actual artillery, really, aren't they? Still a good gun, don't get me wrong. Still a good gun. 99. Yeah, that's the one we looked at. 100 mil, that's good, that's good. 199 is pretty damn good. Yeah, that's a good gun. That's a good gun. Makes sense, really. Cool, right. Yeah, I guess we can take a look at the Tiger then before we go. I know you guys want to see the King Tiger. I knew it'd be coming up. AFV. Size. Yeah, King Tiger. It's amazing, isn't it, how big that B2 actually is. That B2 is a big bitch. That's a big bitch. I would love to know how size actually matters here. Speed's an interesting one too. Yeah, you can see the Panthers there being significantly faster, so that's cool. So if we take a good look there, yeah. So that's the heavy AT gun 88 there. So yeah, that obviously be, I don't know what that is. Is that the night vision? I'm gonna assume that's night vision. Yeah, so for that to obviously be in an armored chassis, he's pretty damn good. Yeah, 1978 for you know, reliability. I don't know. Can only have. Forget what the limit is. That's. Can't have obviously just 8 of them. You can have a few, but it's not that many. Let's take a look at speed. Yeah, that Panzer II links over here is a fast enough bitch. 37. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that really, just to understand how that really plays in. So T-34s over here, that Panzer T-34s are actually quite faster than 33. Okay gun, at the time anyway. Obviously, falls off somewhat. BT7. Yeah, the Finns got the T-34, obviously just as is. That half-track, Toldi, Hungarians. Yeah, then you get the Panther. So the Panther is actually a pretty fast tank. And really of all these tanks, this is far superior. So the Panther is actually quite the big improvement overall there. Load values for the big tanks. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Does it tell you load value on here? Am I looking somewhere? I might be missing somewhere. Yeah. But it shows you just how good, and obviously that's at 5 there, being 252 is pretty damn good. The range obviously great. Panthers are definitely good tanks. Can I see load on here? Oh yeah, load cost. That's a good idea. Yeah, 76, 64. Yeah, they're heavy tanks. Heavy tanks. Include Soviets on there. And it's still the Tiger. KV2 then. Maybe that's, I don't know if it was actually heavier. How heavy is he? Well, I guess it probably was heavier than. I can't recall what the weight of the IS-2 and IS-3 was actually, but I guess the, well, I suppose the King Tiger is heavier than. That's some good armor. You don't really want to be seeing IS-3s in general, to be honest. Not really. But yeah, there we are. So, lots of details of the game. I do hope in the future that we will see maybe a little bit more of an adjustment towards the logistics. I'd like to have a little bit more control if we could. And hopefully one day we actually have control of the Western Front. And just in general have a war in Europe, that'd be quite cool. But it's definitely a good game. I definitely do like it. And as patches come and go, it actually is gonna... That's getting into a better position. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have, then do go ahead and support the channel. You can do this in a number of ways. Liking the video is always good. Subscribing if you're new is also good. Sharing it is also much appreciated. And even consider donating a single solitary $1 would go a long way. But yeah, tomorrow should have a new screen. Looking forward to seeing how that looks. And hopefully you guys should be able to see this in 1440p. And maybe that's better. I don't know. I don't know what you need to watch in 1440p. But fuck, who knows? Should look better. Goodbye for now. I assume to say, Jana.